have to stop believing that you are the exception to every rule. It means thinking, going into every space, believing that you can do anything and the circumstances or rules in that situation don't apply to you because your luck is just that infinite. I always say go through each day expecting more for yourself and more will follow. Think of it like when you're trying to spot a red car on the road, you're playing that game with your family or friends, and suddenly you see so many red cars. Just like that, when you start having that belief that you are truly a lucky person and that you are the exception to every rule and bad experience, you will start to see that in your life for yourself. A big part of this is truly not letting people's experiences affect your own mentality. People's bad experience doesn't have to be your bad experience. You have to accept that people are going to say these things to you, but it's up to you what you take from their experiences, right? So not to disregard like safety concerns or anything that's actually important. I mean more so, let's pretend your friend didn't get a job interview and they said that their experience with the job or like the interviewer was really difficult and they were really strict and all these things, right? So when you hear that, instead of thinking that you are going to have the same experience with the interviewer and the process and like, oh my god, this is gonna be so hard, like instead of spiraling into that thought, have to let yourself believe that that is not going to be the case for you. It's just the matter of letting yourself believe that you are different and you have the ability to succeed. Someone else's experience just does not have to define yours at all. I have to say, not only is this refreshing for your mind, it's also refreshing to be around. This type of energy is contagious, and usually when I'm around people that also believe the same thing when it comes to luck and being the exception, I feel instantly uplifted and I feel like I am more solid in my beliefs. Just like that, when you are surrounded by people that are not necessarily in alignment with this mindset, say they're a chronic complainer. I all know like a person that's like this, like always complaining but never actually doing anything about their problems. This is something that can be draining to be around. You feel like complaining as well when you're around this person, right? Or you just feel drained. Energy is like wildfire, and it's so important to surround yourself with people that are equally motivated as you. If you don't have that support system, or if you don't have people like that in your life, you can be that person for other people. How I apply this thinking in my life is through having blind faith in my actions. That's not to say I don't think my actions through before I do them. It's just to say that I have full confidence in what I am doing once I decide what to do, because I know that whatever I choose to do is going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, then that's when you need to develop that mindset of bouncing back. This is the resilience that I always talk about. I feel like whenever you do deal with an unexpected circumstance, you need to have a mindset of this was just not meant for me. Then you can't be trapped in that rejection, because you need to immediately think, well, this is just a redirection for me, and this is just a sign that the thing I was pursuing was just not meant for me, and there's bigger things that's meant for me. Instead of being in a limited mindset, you need to be in an expansive one. Like that job rejection just means that you're going to get another job that's even better. If you think of yourself as lucky, you will just see more opportunities. I used to think maybe I just have bad luck in things, or maybe it don't come as easily to me as it does to other people, and that's such a slow mindset to have. I say slow instead of bad because you can't fault yourself for having a bad mindset. It's just something that's slowed you down, right? It's not bad necessarily because you had that mindset for a reason and you grew from that. I actually think now I'm a lucky person, and the randomest things sometimes happen to me where I just like confirm. Last night I was out for dinner and food, right, was delayed by like 15 minutes. Another order just hadn't gone through to them. Like it was just truly a mistake, and they brought us out like free dessert just to like say sorry. It felt lucky, and it was lucky. Like I feel like that's how you can see a situation like that, instead of thinking of that as like, oh, that happened to me because I'm unlucky, I didn't get my food because I'm unlucky. No, it's because something else was gonna happen that's even more lucky. Like I got my food and I got a free dessert. I also think wording is super important. Like instead of saying I am a bad conversationalist, for example, instead say I'm going to find a way to be a good conversationalist, because obviously, everyone has weaknesses. Whatever weakness it is, don't affirm it to be your weakness. Instead, say, I'm going to find a way to get better, because you definitely are. Nothing is permanent. You're always going to constantly get better in your life, and you need to instill that mindset. For luck to actually find you, you have to have a rough idea of what you want from life. I think you have to at least have a rough idea of what your goals are and where you want to get in life. You don't have to necessarily have your career figured out or big life things figured out. You just need to know or have a rough idea of what you want to achieve. Because for example, if I didn't have at least like a little bit of a goal in my head, I want to be lucky and I want good things to happen to me. I'm sure good things would happen to me, but it would be just random luck and not luck that I would want necessarily. Imagine I get this investing opportunity that I'm not particularly focused on right now in my life. It will be luck because that thing has just come into my life, but it wouldn't be the luck I want. Sometimes I think we forget that all of us are at least a little bit lucky in some aspect of our lives, like the fact that we have a roof over our heads or the fact that we have a meal to eat next. Like those things shouldn't be taken for granted at all. And when you look at how much love and like opportunities you're actually surrounded by that you probably ignore day to day, you'll see that you already are lucky. But I hope you guys learned something new, and I hope I was able to provide new insight into this topic. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.